fork trembled in the prison boss's hand, hovering inches above the old man's neck. One quick push. That was all it would take. The cell was silent except for the slow, uneven breathing of the elderly inmate curled on the mattress below. He didn't flinch. He didn't beg. He didn't even turn his head. He only whispered 5 words, so calm, so quiet, that the prison boss felt his blood run cold. You're holding it wrong. That was the moment everything changed. The old man arrived at Blackridge Penitentiary without ceremony, without noise, without anyone caring enough to notice. His file said 70, 8 years old. Heart condition, arthritis, no living family, convicted of manslaughter decades ago, now returned for a parole violation. No one bothered to read carefully. The guards saw only another weak body to warehouse until death. The inmates saw prey. They called him Old Ghost, because he barely spoke and moved like a shadow, slow and deliberate, as if every step was measured against pain. He cleaned tables in the cafeteria without complaint. He folded laundry with hands that trembled just enough to seem harmless. His eyes were always downcast, avoiding conflict, avoiding attention. Exactly the kind of man Blackridge devoured. Razor Cain noticed him on the 3rd day. Razor wasn't just an inmate. He was the prison. A tattooed wall of muscle and rage. He controlled the blocks through fear and favors. Guards tolerated him because violence dropped when he was fed. Inmates feared him because pain followed when he wasn't. Razor watched the old man shuffle past, orange uniform hanging loose on a body already halfway gone. Easy. Razor sent 2 of his men first. They cornered the old man in the laundry room, pushed him against a machine, demanded his food portions, his mattress, his dignity. The old man didn't resist. He handed over everything, eyes dull, voice soft. When they left, laughing, they didn't notice the way his hands had stopped shaking the moment they turned their backs. Weeks passed. Razor escalated. Public humiliation. Shoves. Spilled trays. The old man absorbed it all like rain on stone. Some inmates felt pity. Others felt disgust. No one felt respect. Until the night the power went out. Blackridge went dark in seconds. Alarms screamed. Cells slammed shut. In the chaos, Razor saw opportunity. He slipped into the old man's cell with a fork sharpened into a blade. The same grin he wore every time he ended someone's story. The old man lay on his side, facing the wall, thin shoulders rising and falling. That was when Razor raised the fork. And that was when the old man spoke. You're holding it wrong. Razor laughed. Then the old man moved. It wasn't fast the way movies are fast. It was efficient. Precise. Razor felt his wrist twist, bones shifting in ways they weren't meant to. The fork clattered to the floor. Razor was on his knees before he understood how. The old man stood now, taller somehow, posture straight, eyes sharp and clear for the first time. I don't want trouble, the old man said calmly, but I won't die quietly either. The lights flickered back on. Razor scrambled away, terror replacing dominance. That night, whispers spread through Blackridge like wildfire. The old ghost wasn't weak. He was dangerous. Razor couldn't sleep after that. Every shadow looked like the old man. Every sound felt like a warning. He'd stabbed men without blinking, crushed hope for sport, but something about that calm voice haunted him. Not anger, not fear, control. He needed answers. Razor bribed a guard for the old man's file. Most of it was redacted, names blacked out, missions sealed. A single line near the bottom made Razor's stomach drop. Retired Special Forces, unit classified. The old man had never been a victim. He had been a weapon that chose silence. Razor confronted him days later in the yard, this time without his crew. Without bravado, the old man was feeding birds crumbs from his lunch, hands steady, face peaceful. Why you here? Razor asked. The old man sighed, eyes following the birds. He spoke of a life spent in war zones no one remembered, orders that saved thousands and destroyed parts of his soul. He spoke of coming home to a world that had no use for men like him. He spoke of one bad night, one choice made while tired and broken, and a man who didn't survive it. I didn't come here to prove anything, he said. I came here to finish my time, and maybe help someone else not waste theirs. A Razor scoffed, but his voice shook. Help me. The old man finally looked at him, not with judgment, with understanding. You're angry because no one ever taught you how to be anything else. That night, Razor stopped the stabbings in his block. The beatings slowed. The fear eased. Guards noticed but didn't interfere. Something had shifted. Months later, the old man collapsed in the yard, heart finally giving out. Razor was the one who carried him to medical. The old man died before reaching the infirmary, fingers gripping Razor's sleeve. "Choose better," he whispered. Razor cried for the first time since he was a boy. Years passed. Razor earned parole through real change, not manipulation. He volunteered. He mentored. He spoke to kids who reminded him of who he could have been. And every time someone underestimated an old man, Razor told them the truth. Some ghosts aren't weak. They're just tired of fighting.